Red Sox and D-backs, we've got Brian Tucker. His first break, thanks for joining Brian with the Yankees and Braves. Good pool there. Jason over on Discord with the White Sox and Astros. Carolyn with the Mariners and Cardinals. James with the Dodgers and Nationals. Bruce got the Reds. Jeff, you got the Rangers and Angels. You got Harris. Big pool right there. I like Harris a lot. Caesar, you got the Padres and Royals. That's a big team with James Wood. They've got some pretty good autos in that with the Padres. Even though he's with the Nationals, you'll still get the James Wood autos because the uniform says Padres. Bruce has the Twins and Orioles also. Greg Graham, the Rockies and Tigers. Jeremy Russell, Giants and Brewers. Brian Tucker Hessel has the Cubs and Blue Jays. Mouse, you got the Marlins and A's. Paul's got the Rays and Mets. And Mike's got the Guardians and Pirates. So we'll start with these mega boxes. And the cool thing about these is they do mega boxes for Bowman and Bowman Chrome. But the Bowman Hobby mega boxes are a lot better in my opinion because you get the mega refractors and you can pull some first chromes. Out of the Bowman Chrome mega boxes, you only get Chrome vets out of the non-mega packs. So it's not a very cool rip for Chrome, but with the 2020 or with the Bowman mega boxes, we have the chance to pull some first chromes. So that's always nice instead of just getting the base vets. So we get the 2 mega packs, and then we get the 4 packs of 2022 Bowman with the chance to pull some first chromes. So we'll knock these out first, and then we'll get to the 2022 Jumbos. 2021 Bowman is a pretty undervalued release. I did a ranking on one of the YouTube videos a while back about all the different releases since like 2019. And I'm probably going to grab some hobbies of these because they're just so cheap. And there's still some pretty good names in these boxes. So De La Rosa had a big year. Blaze Jordan had a big year. Alcantara's in here. So there's a lot of big names in this one. Yeah, and how much did you pay for yours, Cameron? I got them for pretty cheap. And it was off of like Dave and Adam, and their stuff's not cheap, but I get points. What's up, Daniel? Alright, so we'll save all the mega packs for last. And they're going to be the fun ones, but hopefully we can pull some good first chromes out of these base packs here. But like I said, the Bowman Hobby mega boxes are a lot better than the Chrome, in my opinion. Should empty my. All right, so we got Passan and a Dex Fulton, 2 non-first, Aaron Sabato first, and Alexander Ramirez first. So this, I'm not shipping non-first base and base vets. So if we get any paper that's colored, that will ship, whether it's a first or not. And if we get any vets that are colored, that'll ship. But the base ones will not, because there's just not a lot. There's a Trent DeVoe. Unfortunately, he's not very good. Jose Salas, first paper. That's one of the bigger guys I like in this product, is Salas. Torque and Royce Lewis. Yeah, like I said, the 2020, sorry, I'm going to go through and separate these first from the non-first. The Bowman Hobby Megas are really nice. I like those a lot. But the Chrome, I opened a couple of Chrome Megas and you're sifting through like 5 packs of Chrome vets, and it's just redundant if you're ripping a lot of them. So Pearson, Tejada Bell, rookie. We got Shane Baez, big arm, and Ivan Johnson, first Chrome. Penny of that. Volpe, Cody Hosey, Hosey was a guy that I was pretty big on coming out of the 2019 draft, and he just, man, did he tank big time. I was really disappointed. He played at Tulane, and I live in Louisiana. I know Tulane's not an excellent conference, but I was really hoping for some more out of Hosey. He just really, really struggled. All right, sorting out all my mess here. Let's go. All right, we got Shea Langoliers with the A's and a Chrome Volpe. No first there. Zamora, Brujan, Feliciano. Mario Feliciano was another sleeper guy that I liked back in the day. He was like the Carolina League MVP back in 2019, I think. He was a catcher in the Brewers organization, and he hasn't really put those numbers back up since, but I have 2 blue autos of his in my collection. He was a K-Rob. Not sure if he's ever going to make a comeback or not. Logan Davidson. Got a Jake Bogle. PCA. All non-first. I'm not even sure if Christian Robinson's back in the United States yet, if he got his visa taken care of after what happened. But it was a Pena non-first and a Bishop. Hunter Bishop was another guy that I was kind of disappointed with. I figured he was going to be a pretty solid player coming out of Arizona State. He was a really solid guy there, but he just never really correlated to the big leagues or minor leagues, really, for that matter. Alec Thomas and the Yolbert Sanchez first Chrome. So we're looking for in these mega packs right here, these base packs, we're looking for first Chromes. We've got 3 so far. And that's it. And there's no color in these. It's just this is the first Chromes we're looking for. That's why I'm flying through the paper. Alexander Ramirez and Keani Cavadas. Jordan Walker. Riley Green on first. Yeah, Cavadas got some pretty good power numbers, but he just strikes out a ton. A little too much for my liking. He's still young, though. He's definitely not a shortstop. I think he's going to be a third base type guy, but got Royce Lewis again. And Adinso Reyes, the Tigers, Jose Tena first. Tena's one of those fringe guys too you gotta watch because he's put up some pretty good career numbers. But there's just nothing that really oohs and ahs me with Jose Tena. He seems kind of like a floor guy for me. And those floor guys, unfortunately, don't get a lot of hobby love. Yeah, they were chasing Austin Martin hard too. I told everybody not to, and look what happened. I took a lot of heat when I posted that "Don't Buy Austin Martin" video. It was like one of my, I think that was year 1. Let's Talk Wax, and it took a lot of flack because Austin Martin's just not a power hitter, and everybody thought that he was going to be a superstar, but. Yeah, you have to hit a couple bombs to be a superstar. You got to be DJ LeMahieu. So I think he was like 600 on release too. It was crazy how much his autos were going for on release. Austin Martin's. I have to look at what Yolbert's doing this year. I have my sheet, my little cheat sheet over here. Jake Bogle, first Chrome, and Kellenick. Tyler Freeman's like, a guy like Tyler Freeman. He's a huge floor guy. He's hit 300 in almost every level he's played at. Has good K numbers, plays solid defense, but his autos are dirt cheap because he just doesn't have that wow factor, I guess, for the hobby. How did I pair the teams is what we were asking. I made a big sheet of the 2022 Bowman. I do my breakdowns, all the stuff on Patreon, and I have all those breakdowns. So I graded each team, and I gave like the sixes, the teams that were a 6, there's a wander, are the worst teams. The teams that were 1s were the best teams. So I tried to pair like the 1s with the 6s. So like the Reds and the Phillies, I think I put them together. I'm not sure offhand how I did the teams. Yeah, the Reds went with the Phillies because the Phillies are awful, and these 2 releases, and the Reds are really good. I gave the Braves and the Yankees because the Braves were really awful. The Yankees are really good, and so on. Like Padres were a really good draw, so they came with the Royals. So, and then some people got like 2 teams that were middle tier. So I was just trying to balance it instead of doing like a 30 team random where one person pays $50 and gets the Phillies, and one person pays $50 and gets the Reds. Because if I drew the Phillies in a break, I probably wouldn't even watch it. I don't remember the last time the Phillies were strong in a break. Probably with Moniak back in 2016. It was the last time the Phillies were a good draw on a break. Bowman back in 2018, maybe. All right, we got one more pack of the not so fun stuff here. There's a Junior Severino. He was a prospect hot sheet champ 4 weeks ago. A little paper first there. We'll go to our last pack. These base packs. We got Jared Kelly first chrome and a J-Rod. Yellow Yolbert paper. Forrest Whitley. Oh, I just put. It's nearly impossible for me to sort the first and non-first. I keep putting them in the wrong pile over here. All right, so we're going to get into the mega packs now. And these are the ones that have, I'm going to move some of this paper out of the way. These are the ones that have the autos. And there's 4 mega refractors in each pack. So hopefully we can maybe pull like a Salas or a Jordan, Alcantara, get some Mojo refractors. So let's see. Adley, Soderstrom, Christian Javier. There we go. That's the stuff we're looking for. Kevin Alcantara, first chrome mega. Going to the Yankees. So this is exactly what we're looking for in these megas. Guys like Alcantara. Got a Jared Kelly first here. So the White Sox are killing it with Jared Kelly. Yeah, I like Bohm a lot. I bought a lot of Alec Bohm right before he got called up, and he was so hot for those couple of weeks, and then he just kind of pewed it off, and he kind of struggled this year too. There's another guy y'all need to check out is Ed Howard, super sleeper, but he's just been injured so much. He really hasn't had much playing time. There we got a Heston Kjerstad, the 250, purple futurist. Mega, going to the Orioles. Cool card. We got Eddie Diaz, fast as lightning, and an Antonio Gomez. So there's 2 good firsts. Eddie Diaz, man, that guy can fly. I think he has like 50 stolen bases on the year. He hits for average, but he's got no power. So therefore, he gets no love. Kind of like Wilder Patino. Doesn't hit for a lot of power to get any serious love in the hobby. But Eddie Diaz is a pretty solid player. He can really do it all, but hit for power. So it's unfortunate for guys like that. They're just exciting to me. I really like guys that can run, hit for a little bit of juice. Forrest Whitley, Hunter Green, Bobby Dahlbeck. He just got optioned back down to AAA. Sharon Duran, and Mackenzie Gore. So that was a dud of a pack. No firsts in there. Hopefully that Alcantara is not highlight of the break. Liberatore, Passan, got a C.J. Abrams futurist, Patrick Bailey non-first, and Alexander Ramirez first mega. Not too huge on Alexander Ramirez. He he strikes out a lot. He's got he's had 30+ K percentages throughout his career. I know some people were chasing him early when this released, but man, he's just a strikeout machine. Not a whole lot going on there. Jose Tenna, first chrome. Jake Vogel, first chrome. Nice. Got Sticks, Rookie of the Year favorites. San Rosario and Nolan Jones. Vogel's another guy who's a pretty solid athlete, but he's just not putting up any solid numbers. I'll check on my sheet here and see what he's been doing. I've just got so many names here to keep up with. I have to have my cheat sheet sometimes. Yeah, Jake Vogel. I don't even have him on here. Oh, here we go. Yeah, he's always 20.7 played an 8-ball this year. He's hitting like 245 with a non-existent ISO. And pretty solid K numbers, but no wow factor going on there at Vogel. I didn't think most of the guys that are really good or sleeper-ish, I've got a pretty good beat on, but some of these guys that are fringe like Vogel, I gotta reference my sheet. Ooh, there we go. Nice. Ed Howard, Mega Auto. I really like this guy too. He's just been unable to stay healthy since he was drafted. Solid player. That's going to the Cubs. That's going to go to Brian Tucker. So we got a first auto. It's a Mega Auto, but better than no autos. And it's a pretty solid pool. He's out of his first chromes are out of 2020 draft at Howard. So that one going to the Cubbies. Nice pool there. Got a Brujan and a Volpe, all non-first stuff. So we got 2 more packs of Megas. Ooh, can't get these open. Passan, here's a Yolbert. Luis Garcia, another Alexander Ramirez, and an Aaron Sabato. There are some guys that still believe in Aaron Sabato. He's hitting 214 the last time I updated. I had like a sub 200 ISO, 9 homers, but he's another guy who's had 2 consecutive seasons of 30+ K percentages. So he's still really looking like a slugger prototype, I call him, and I don't like the slugger prototype. It's just so one-dimensional, and there's a lot of guys who can strike out 30-35% of their at-bats and hit some home runs, so I'm just not. Oh, sorry, Jeff. I love Alexander Ramirez. Never mind. He's my favorite player. Gabriel Arias. He's had some pretty good success since he got called back down. Baron Laura, he might as well kiss his stuff goodbye. Logan Gilbert, Reed Detmers. Laura's had off-field issues ever since he was signed. I think his cards were going for like 400 or 500 when 2020 Chrome released. People were just going nuts, and he had the car wreck, and then he had some other off-field issues recently that he was. I guess he's just not playing right now. The Rangers just deactivated him, so that's never good for a guy that young to have that type of issues off the field. So we're going to jump into our. Lost my knife. I'm going to put my knife. Oh, there we are. I'm going to jump into the big boys in this break. We'll take this one over here. Get it out of the way. Now 2 2022 Jumbos. Like I said, I've had a lot of success with these this year. So I might order some more. I've got one more in the closet that I might throw in into a combo break. I to mix them up, do a combo break with that 2020 Chrome. I think that'd be a fun break. So we don't know where the autos are. Sip of water here. Yeah, I don't get to watch a lot of Major League Baseball, believe it or not. And when I'm locked in my room doing all my prospecting stuff, I solely focus on that. And then when I'm not, my kids are watching the Thundermans, so I don't get to watch a lot of big league baseball. And I try to follow it as much as I can. Mountcastle, Judge, Ashby, Simeon, Beaver, Durant, Spencer Strider, rookie. So Wilman Diaz. Now I am going to ship the Wander rookie cards to the Rays. And there's our first auto in the first pack going to the Phillies. Yaswar Garcia. It's not a banger. It's a pretty smudged auto too. I think it was probably one of the first autos that he signed with the Sharpie, because that's a fine tip. Yaswar, yeah, he's had 2 years of about 200 batting average, right around 100 ISOs, and decent K rates. He's fast. He's got legs. He's stole about 30 bases on my last update, so might be some potential there. I think I like Johan Rojas as my favorite outfield prospect with the Phillies right now, but it's unfortunate that the guy that draws the Reds gets a Phillies auto. There's a Detmers top 100. Hernandez, Diaz. Put my knife out of the way. Salinas, Ian Lewis. It's going to round up our chromes. Got the Invicta over there. Make a pile for my inserts. Jay Allen had a rough year this year. Trish Sedani, Rafael, I like this guy a lot. He doesn't have an auto yet. He's like Churio in this product. Hopefully he'll be in 2020 Chrome, but he can play. Check out his numbers. He's a pretty good play right now on this product. Alejandro Pai, not very good. But yeah, I really like Rafaela. Blyce is another guy that has a pretty huge ceiling. His autos are really expensive though. He's like 6'4", 19. He's a monster. A man-child, as some would say. Go through our paper here. Still can't believe that Marsh went to the Phillies for Ohapi. Love Logan Ohapi. But he had no chance with Real Muto in front of him. Francisco Alvarez and Invicta. Got a Matthew Liberatore. There's a Cooper Kinney on first. Malcolm Nunez. I don't think he's signed his autos yet out of 2020 Chrome. Jimenez. There's a Ariel Angeles. Sorry, there's Lennon Sosa. Lennon Sosa's a really good buy. I was talking with some guys in our Discord last night about Lennon Sosa. It's a Mead first paper. He went up to the bigs for a cup of coffee. I think it was like 11 games. Didn't perform at all, but I mean, the adjustment period for the major leagues is, I mean, it can be a whole year, you know, for some people like Bohm. I mean, he struggled in the sophomore year big time, and he's had a pretty solid year this year. But Lennon Sosa's a pretty cheap buy for the numbers he puts up. And Ariel Angeles is kind of a sleeper out of this. I liked him a lot. Coming into 2022, I thought he may hit for more power, but he didn't hit for a whole lot of power. But he has solid K numbers and solid batting average, so he's a really cheap buy out of 2022 Bowman right now. Yeah, the Ohapi, it was a log jam behind the plate, and he's ready. I mean, he's ready for a shot. He doesn't have anything left to prove in the minor leagues. Lots of paper. All right, Rookie of the Year favorites, Gavin Sheets, no chance that's happening. Pedro Leon, High Five Futures. Simeon, Shaylin Polanco, non-first. Pedro Leon again. Luis Matos really struggled this year. He's in 2020 Chrome too. He's a cheap buy right now, but he's a risky buy and struggled so bad. Pastrano, Eduardo Lopez. So Matos, I kind of dug into why he was struggling. I looked at a lot of his numbers, and his pull rate is really, really high. And he put up really crazy numbers in A ball and rookie ball, but he got the high A and just hit a brick wall. And I think his pull heavy approach might be something he's got to fix if he wants to have any success. But that's the only thing I could find, stats wise, that put a big red flag in those numbers. But yeah, his stock's really dropped. If you bought into Matos at the beginning of the year, oof, it's a tough one, but it happens. I'm still waiting for Brenton Doyle to not strike out 30% of his at-bats. So, Marcelo Myers, a Lawler non-first, Ed Howard, Simon Ziotti, Esteban Machado, Ellie De La Cruz, first Chrome. That's what we want. We're chasing that guy, and James Wood, Curtis Mead, some of my favorites. Warming Bernabel, another guy I really like out of this release. This is a pretty solid release if the players, can hold their value. There's a lot of guys on here that I like a lot. Bernabel can really hit. He's in the Rockies organization, which is always kind of scary for me. There you go. You got a buyer for the Matos. I'm not saying he's finished. I just I feel like he's got to fix something because a year-long slump is kind of a red flag. But it's like Nick York. Nick York struggled this year, big time, big time, and he's a big dip buy right now, just like Matos. So. Risky buys right now, but I mean they're dirt cheap compared to what they were going into 2022. So I'll leave that in the hands of the buyer. You guys make your decision. Rick Kilvin, Penango, he's another guy who looked up to keep an eye on. His autos are pretty cheap. He's out of 2021 Bowman Chrome. Hendrik Penango. Frazier had a big year last year, not so much this year. Al Dewey, there's Elijah Tatis, who's been released. He no longer plays baseball professionally. So if you have some Tatis cards, you might want to sell them before the world finds out. Valera Cabrera. I'm not sure if he'll get re-signed. It was really odd that he got released. I think he was like 18 years old. The other guy that breaks in this room with me, Jeremy, and I were talking about, reasons that they would have released him at that age. And back when I played in the Blue Jay system, I'm not saying he was a thief, but there were things like that would get a guy released, if he got caught stealing out of the clubhouse. Team rules violations, they would either trade him or release him. So I don't know, it's just strange to release a kid that young. Wilman Diaz, Blaze Jordan, Nick Gonzalez, the Max Muncy first Chrome, Soderstrom, Joe Kinsey Noel, I think he's at the 30 tanks. He's like a $25 auto. Like 20 years old playing in AA with just ridiculous power. His batting average is right around 200, I think. So he's right at the Mendoza line, but man, he's got some thump for sure. Got a blue back here, blue paper. It's going to be Jordan Lawler. All right. Not a first, but it's of a guy that's really, really good. Really like Lawler. I think he'll be in AA next year for sure. And with Perdomo does not hit. He's proven that. I've still got a bunch of his graded stuff in my closet. I went in on Perdomo hoping because he was so young, the Diamondbacks kind of rushed him through. I figured his power would come in the back half of his career, but never came. And he just doesn't hit. Plays good defense, but doesn't hit. And they've got Blaze Alexander in Double-A. I feel like Blaze will get a call to the show next year, and I think Lawler will be in. I think he'll be in Double-A next year, start the year. Just depends on what they do with Alexander. Yeah, maybe he is. Oh gosh. Yeah, if there was a guy that I was going to spend a lot of money on, Lawler would be one of them for sure. He's expensive, but man, he's really good. Dude's the real deal. The Wander paper. Like I said, the Wanders will ship to the Rays. That's probably the only rookie card that's worth over $1 maybe. I'm not sure what they're even selling for, but got a Marcelo. Non-first, Cowser, Luis Gonzalez, Guzman, Jordan Walker, non-first. That's another guy I would spend a lot of money on if I had it. Jordan Walker. That dude's legit. He is really, really good. I'm going to run him through Predicting Superstars here in the next week or two. Class A is a guy that's kind of sneaky good. He can steal bags. He's got like 30-some stolen bases, decent average. I don't know how much power he's going to generate, but Class A. He was on Hot Sheet this week. But yeah, with the SP autos, man, Jordan Walker, and he's just so good. He's had like 25 to 30 doubles, I think, already in Double-A, and those are going to turn to home runs eventually. That's just kind of how it works. Yeah, the D-backs are going to be pretty solid. Oh yeah, they did promote Lawler. I forgot about that. I thought it was Jacob, but I actually talked about that. That he was going to get called up for, I guess, some COVID restriction. We got an auto here. Luca Tresh with the Royals. And I figured they were going to demote him back down, but I guess they didn't. I haven't looked at Lawler stats in about a month. Luca Tresh, not a huge draw. I think the Royals only kind of notable that we have here. Let's see if I can find him on the sheet quick. Yeah, he's a catcher 22, high A, 258, batting average 167 ISO. Some pretty high K percentages. So there's not a ton going on with Luca Tresh, but to the Royals, he goes. That's going to Caesar in our first break here. Yep. I say this all the time, I've got the smartest baseball people in my groups because every time I make a mistake, it's like, whoa. You screwed that up. We on that last Predicting Superstars, I actually muffed Hernandez. I like him. I actually muffed James Wood. Manzardo's score, I actually deducted points for his K to walk ratio instead of giving him points where he should have got points. So his score should have been 2.8 points higher. And y'all caught that within like the first couple hours of the video being dropped. So those the Predicting Superstars, there's so many numbers involved with those videos that it's hard to keep them all correct sometimes, I guess. All right, we got a couple packs left here. Sal Frelick, he's been really hot. And there's Lawler, High Five Futures, DL Hall, Luis Rodriguez, Montgomery, Carlos Aguilar, San Quentin. Some of these cards feel like they're sticking together. Pete Wilson. Got some paper in the back here. Nothing notable. And I always try to just sleeve all the first chromes for you guys, in case some of these guys pop next year. It's hard to predict some guys who just pop up, like Moises Gomez or guys that kind of come out of no man's land. Moises Gomez was on my, well, I forget what I even call that list. It's in the back here. Yeah, he was on my chopping block coming into this year. And he just absolutely blew up. And made me look very stupid and silly. Alright. Meyer, Torque, Kerstead, Frelick 9, Ronnie Mauricio 9. We got Will Wagner, Darren Baker, Miguel Escato. There's a Chiaro. Paper. I'm supposed to say he stinks. The videos, when I put the videos out, there's usually like an initial wave of people that go and buy. So I get hammered on the comps pretty readily. And then after about a week or two, they kind of settle back down to where they were. So, and I completely stopped buying singles because I didn't want people to think, oh, I'm pumping up this guy so I can sell him quick. So, unfortunately, I stopped buying singles to prevent that, but usually the prices, they come back to earth pretty quick, so it's only temporary most of the time. Got a speckle here. Shane Bass. Cool card to 150. We got a pitcher auto, Taj Bradley. Refractor, so we got kind of a dud box with the autos here. A pitcher and two 4 or 5-ish type guys out of 6 for me. But that's going to the Mariners if I can get it in this penny sleeve. Taj Bradley, the Rays. Rays have Paul, going to you. Paul's been several of my breaks, so hopefully I like that. All right, let's finish this pack off. There's a Chiaro first chrome, Serta, big power, but there's a Mead first chrome, so we got some pretty good. We got a Hernaiz, so this is going to be a color. He's upside down. There we go. It's the Aqua Shimmer. It's a 125. And I really like Hernaiz. He seems like a floor guy, but he's a really solid player if you check his numbers. I've talked about him on the channel quite a bit as a guy that I do like. I don't think he'll ever jump into stardom, but I think he could be a pretty solid big leaguer down the road. So, got to check out. I think his autos were like $15 a while ago, but like I said, I put them on the channel and they've been around like 20 or 25. But he's been putting up good enough numbers that it's not just my fault. Yeah, this has been we got 2 paper color, but they're non-first, so that was a pretty rough box. Finish off this paper. Make sure there's nothing crazy in there now. All right, that last pack here. Maybe we'll find there's a Wander paper. Maybe we'll find a nice color parallel in here. Luciano, Hendrick. Brandon Davis, his autos are like $50 right now. He's really cheap. But he can't stay healthy either. There's a Rafaela, like him. Victor Labrada. Got a Pedro Leon. We got some color, but this is not going to be a first. It's a purple lava. A Ray Wave to 250. Going to the Astros. De La Cruz first. Paper. All right, so that box is pretty rough. Hopefully we can get a little better box on the second one. Make up for this one. Yeah, I put Sadane on the top 15 of my last 2022 video. He's one of my top 15 favorites out of that release. Grab a swig of water and jump into the last box. Slide my stuff down here. I'm going to keep my note cards handy. When I get ideas, I try to jot them down on note cards so I don't forget them. I got a stack of index cards that last night. I was just messing around on Fangraphs and I was going through some of my charts and trying to find some guys for a sleeper video. Because I haven't put out a sleeper video in a long time. And we were talking about like Jordan Diaz just being just insanely cheap for how good he is. So if you're watching this video, you need to go check out Jordan Diaz. That dude is a monster, and he's like a $15 auto still. So I guess people are still hung up on Soderstrom and Muncy. I got a huge Soderstrom collection. Absolutely huge. But I'm not afraid to say that Diaz is really good too. Even though they'll probably be competing for the same spot. Unless one of them gets moved. I think Soderstrom's first place only pretty much right now after the collarbone injury. Mix these up. What's up, Bruce? I'm glad you made it for the second box because the first box was not very good, and you'll bring us some luck. All right, here we go. Let's see what we can get into. All right, I see a gold shimmer in there, and it's backwards, so it's probably going to be a prospect, but we do have a gold shimmer in this pack. Spoiler alert. I don't think it's an auto. If there was an auto, it wouldn't be backwards. So, Neil Cruz, Alvarez, Austin Hendrick. He's kind of fallen off the table. Eddie Slender. I like Eddie Slender. Justice Thompson. Oh, here we go. Sweet card here. Roberto Campos. This is going to be a gold wave. And look, this guy is a huge sleeper right here. He's one of the top young prospects in that organization. They talk about two young guys that are really good in that organization a lot, and it's Campos and Santana. And Campos is really cheap, and that's a pretty good card for the Tigers right there. Campos is is the chase, I guess, for the Tigers, you could say, in this release. But yeah, cool card going to the Tigers. Who is that? That's Greg in his first break with me. I'm going to check his stats just to let you guys know. He 19, he's really, really young. He just turned 19 like 2 or 3 months ago. 261 batting average, had a 128 ISO. He's got really, really good K numbers, 21.2 percentage and a 9.3 walk percentage. So ground ball to fly ball's high, but pretty solid numbers for a kid who just turned 19 and playing an A-ball, and he's pretty cheap. So Roberto Campos, cool pull right there. Maybe this will be a good box for us. We'll see. I'm gonna have to move some of my paper off the table though. The make room stack's getting too high over here. I'm considering my wife and kids. They went on a trip to see her sister, my wife's sister, my sister-in-law this weekend, and I was considering like building an actual break table, because this table is like my office table where I keep all my supplies and everything, and it gets kind of cluttered with my label maker machine and my scanner and my pens and pencils and everything. I have calculators, what have you, but I didn't pull the trigger on it because I just don't break enough to have something like that in here. So we just use the old desk. It's been working out pretty good, but it gets cluttered when we get a big stack of base. Kevin Alcantara, we got an auto. He's another pitcher. Adam Macko, and your guess is as good as mine on these pitchers, because like I said, I don't have enough time to cover arms. I don't collect the arms, and they're just not that exciting for me. So we got 2 pitcher autos, but they're both, one's going to the Mariners, one's going to the Rays. Adam Macko. If any of y'all know anything about Adam Macko, throw it in the comments. Hopefully that means our next 2 autos are going to be pretty solid. Let's see. Martin, Valenzuela, Luke Waddell, Anthony Rodriguez. So we got some firsts there. CJ, Warming, Hernandez, and Diego Rincones. Rincones is kind of a sleeper too. He's had pretty solid numbers throughout his career. He's had a lengthy minor league career, but he's a catcher. And like most know, that catchers aren't terribly valued in the hobby unless you're just really good, like Francisco Alvarez or Adley. Paper. Dominguez had a pretty good year this year. You got to give the kid some credit. He had a pretty good year. Go check his numbers. Mitchell, Hassel, Fidel Montero, Sawinski. He's already at the big league club. He's had several home runs, but he's a slugger guy. I'm kind of biased against the slugger, but that's just me. Home runs sell tickets. Most people don't know how many times a guy strikes out when he hits 30 home runs, so nor do they care. But yeah, Sawinski's next to the O'Neal Cruz rookie card auto. He's probably the biggest chase for the Pirates in this release. Paper. Detmers, Peguero, Mackenzie Gore, Maximo Acosta. He didn't really pan out like a lot of people thought he would, I don't think. Still pretty young. His numbers aren't really awful. They're just not very good. Dario Lopez, that's a guy I really like. He's one of those fringe guys you need to watch. He was on a hot sheet a while ago. He has first chrome only. So he kind of gets overlooked by all the Alvarez blue paper. Kind of gets looked by all the sports cards people that just collect all sports and don't really deep dive into prospects. But Lopez is a first chrome only guy in this release, and he's had a pretty decent year this year. Guy definitely to check out. Yeah, Rafaela, Chiriot, and Lopez are my 3 favorite non-auto guys in here. We haven't even seen Jackson Chiriot. I haven't sniffed him. And he's going to have an auto in 2022 Bowman Chrome, but I don't know if it's ever going to release. I really don't. feel bad for the guys that pre-ordered it because, I mean, my goodness. They're going to be waiting a while. Down, Samad Taylor. PCA. There's Oswaldo Cabrera. He's not doing too hot in the bigs right now. I think he's under 200. But his stuff got really expensive really quick. So if you sold in that window, hats off to you. Because, you know, in today's hobby, when a guy gets called up and doesn't have instant success, his cards dip like Lennon Sosa. You know, Abrams saw a dip because he didn't perform. He didn't hit 6 home runs in his first 10 games in the big leagues. And it's really disheartening to see how quick people just dump on a guy in this hobby. I guess how fast this hobby's become. Giving up on guys that are that just don't acclimate right away to the big leagues. So creates some nice dip buy scenarios for us though, which is a positive, I guess. There's a Boz. Mayor Casas just got called up. Dominguez, Perez. There's a Felix Valerio. Struggled this year. I liked him a lot going into 2022, but he's really having kind of a rough year. Brady Allen, he's like 26. I think Brady Allen has some solid batting average numbers, but there's no juice there. He's really old, so. Not much going on for him. Still looking at 2 more autos. Paper. Kowser, Rutschman, Walker, Noel B. Marte. He's now with the Reds. Casas, Jay Allen, Jose Salas, and Misiel Urbina. So we got a whole pack of non-first chrome. I'd hate to go to a hobby shop and spend $20 on that pack. That was a really rough one. Wow. Like I said, maybe our autos are going to be great. I don't live within a reasonable distance of any hobby shop. I've got a friend on my Discord. He's actually in this break, Lion King, and he lives in southeast Louisiana. And he does shows and stuff, but there's just nothing. There we go. Zion Bannister. I was hoping that was going to be a Dustin Harris. We got a Speckle to 299. Going to the Texas Rangers. It's not a very big name, Bannister. He's not very good. He's on the last page of my sheet. 20.8. He's almost 21. He was in the complex league the last time I updated. He was hitting 273. 2 homers. Just fringe K numbers. No ISO. His ISO is like 130. So not a great draw, but it's a color auto. Nonetheless, it's numbered. So that's going to the Rangers. It's got the Rangers in this one. Jeff, going to you. Congrats. Wish it was a Harris. Yeah. Dustin Harris is really cheap too. He's another guy, you know, it might be worth taking a look at. And if you're going to buy now, you might as well wait till the off season starts. Give it a month or 2 for prices to really drop. But here we got Dustin Harris. It's color. Don't know what it is. All right, this is going to be redemption for the Bannisters. This is going to be a red Dustin Harris here. Let's see. Nope. Aqua to 125. Not bad. Probably more valuable than the Bannister, maybe. But not a bad hit. That's redemption for the bad draw in the auto, Jeff. But Harris has like fringe stolen base speed. He's been converted to left field. which is going to increase his stock instead of being at first base. I mean, left field is pretty much the worst position next to first base, but does increase his stock a little bit in the hobby, and it'll give him, a better chance at the big league level. But he's got really solid numbers, career too. And I think he was like a 5th round pick. Harris was. So he kind of came out of nowhere. I got to finish that pack. We got a George Valera first chrome in there. Valera's kind of come on. He hit kind of a lull at the midway point this season, but he's had a pretty hot back half. So I'd expect to see him with the big league clubs shortly. If not next year for sure. All right, we got one more auto. Luis Rodriguez. Oh, there we go. It's our last auto. Nico Cavadas, probably our best auto that we pulled next to the Ed Howard. Cavadas has some pretty serious thump, and he's been promoted. I want to say he's even Double-A right now. I have to check if he was in high. He started in A-ball, and he was hitting a ton of home runs. And I didn't really get excited because, of course, he was in A-ball, and he's pretty old. But he's kind of like Hunter Goodman. He's been promoted. He was in high A last time I checked, and through 20 plate appearances, he was hitting .471 with 3 home runs already. Pretty solid career K numbers, and he held a 227 ISO in 2021. So big power bat for the Red Sox. First base DH type, but that's probably our best auto that we have on the board tonight is the Cavadas. Wish it was color, but that's going to be our last auto. I don't know if I can fit him on the tier over here. So now we're just looking for some nice color. Maybe a nice Trio, Gilbert Vivas, Harris, Cerny. Get those pennied for you guys. We got some Valera, Oswaldo, James Wood. Haven't seen much James Wood, unfortunately. One of my favorite guys in this release. Him and Hassel are going to do big things, and the Nationals are going to be. That Soto trade was epic for the Nationals. I mean, they weren't going to win unless they got rid of Soto and made a move like that. That's the only chance of winning they had, and they got some names in that trade. So Nationals fans, you should be really excited about that one. Really excited. Pomaris, he kind of struggled this year too. Him and Matos both. Martin, Marco, Robbie Martin Jr., Reggie Preciado. Man, I expected a lot more out of him. Big dip by though. There's a De La Cruz paper. There's a Trio paper. Finally. I may have missed the Trio paper. I go through the paper base pretty quick. But you all will get all your first paper. So. I've got an Invicta in here. Another Wilman Diaz Invicta. So that's the second Invicta going to Dodgers Boz. Gonzalez, Richmond. Here's a Cavadas first. Kai Backstrom, Brian Bello. See if we got any decent paper back here. Just a John Kinsey, home run Noel. Let's see these up for you guys. All right, we got the last pack coming in. Yeah, Martin. I mean, the hobby created that monster. I mean, you could have looked at his stats at Vandy and seen that the dude was not going to hit for power. But, you know, people don't do their homeworks. So he was doomed from the get-go. It's like the Bengals. I mean, the kid never stood a chance. And he's playing really well right now for his age. But I mean, people were just thinking that he was going to be like the next 19-year-old to play in the big leagues. But I mean, it just doesn't really work that way anymore. Like the days of guys like Mike Trout being in the big leagues by the time they're 19. You know, Lawler might do it. He's on pace, but I almost feel bad for the players. Labrada, Rincones, Jose Ramos. All right, that's gonna wrap it up. No color paper back there. All right, well, not a good showing with the 2022 Bowman. We pulled 2 pitchers. We had the Bannister Speckle. Our best color was the Speckle. We got a refractor, but we got a Cavadas, so it's not too bad. I guess this is what I get for the really good cards that we did pull out of the first 3 of these that I broke. So I appreciate everybody who jumped in this thing. Got a Ed Howard Mega, Yoswar Garcia with the Phillies, base auto, Luca Tresh, base auto, Taj Bradley refractor auto with the Rays, Adam Macko refractor auto with the Mariners. Got the Zion Bannister at $2.99. And probably the big hit for this break was the Cavadas base chrome. So appreciate all you guys jumping in. I'll probably try to post 1 or 2 breaks a month. I don't break a lot. I just don't have the time, but I get the itch to do it sometimes. So I created the room for me and Jeremy. Hopefully Jeremy can put up a couple a month too, so it'll give you guys some more opportunities to break. He's really good at what he does. He knows prospects really, really well. And he's a very, very trustworthy guy. I've known Jeremy for about a year now. I've known him. I've just communicated with him a lot. So appreciate you guys jumping in. It's going to wrap it up. I'll try to get these out by the weekend. And I'll put this video on YouTube in case anybody missed it, probably tomorrow night. So I'm going to sign off. Thanks, guys.